The new movie Spin Me Round is a brilliant braiding together of multiple genres, combining elements of the thriller, the comedy, and the romance. As a result, it manages to have a charm all its own. However, there have been other moments in the history of Hollywood when such combinations have proven remarkably successful, both among critics and at the box office. It is often the case with these movies that they manage to bring out the best that the movie industry can offer, with kinetic energy, strong performances, and dynamic writing all offering up multiple pleasures for audiences to enjoy. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005, stream on Apple TV+. Though the off-screen romance between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie sometimes overshadows this movie's reputation, it's also a very strong romantic comedy thriller in its own right. The two actors play a couple who, unbeknownst to one another, are actually assassins. When they are hired to kill one another, chaos ensues. It is certainly a movie that leans into its action elements, but there's no denying that there is a great deal of on-screen chemistry between the two leads and, with its surprisingly subtle writing, it even manages to subvert some of the expectations of the romantic comedy. Spin Me Round, 2022, stream on AMC. Like the best romantic comedy thrillers, Spin Me Round begins with a young woman, Alison Brise Amber, who goes to Italy on her company's dime for a receipt. Unfortunately, once she's there, things very quickly began to go awry, far more than she thought possible. Though there are a few bumps when it comes to the screenplay's overall coherence, there's no doubt that Alison Brie is a highlight to watch. What's more, Aubrey Plaza continues to show that she is the type of star who will steal the scene, even when she isn't the biggest star in the movie. North by Northwest, 1959, stream on HBO Max. There's no question that Alfred Hitchcock was one of Hollywood's great directors, and he was particularly skilled at creating slick thrillers. In North by Northwest, he is at the top of his form, and the movie expertly blends together its romantic and thriller elements, with more than a little comedy. The latter, in particular, comes from star Cary Grant's performance, who gives one of the best of his career. He brings out the absurd comedy of a man who is mistaken for someone else and gets sucked into a dangerous game of espionage. The Lost City, 2022, stream on Paramount+. Sandra Bullock is one of the best actresses of her generation, capable of appearing in a wide variety of genres. She brings her considerable star power to bear in The Lost City, where she plays a romance author kidnapped by a wealthy man who wants to find the lost city of the title. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on one's perspective, the model for her book cover sets out to save her. The movie is undeniably funny, and it has more than a healthy dose of adventure. There's no doubt that its major draw is the undeniable chemistry between Channing Tatum and Bullock, both who shine here. Date Night, 2010, stream on YouTube. Date Night is an embarrassment of riches when it comes to its casting, which has Tina Fey and Steve Carell as a married couple who inadvertently find themselves drawn into a criminal enterprise. Both of the leads give standout performances here, and they bring out the tremendous humor in the setup. While the two leads are obviously one of the movie's major strengths, it also features a number of other hilarious performances, including from the likes of Taraji P. Henson, Mark Wahlberg, and Kristen Wiig. It is one of those movies that keeps the audience laughing and excited in equal measure. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, 1997, stream on YouTube. There's no doubt that Austin Powers is one of Mike Myers' best movies. In large part, it succeeds because of the skill with which it spoofs the classic spy movies of decades past, with Myers appearing in several standout roles. And, given that this is a humorous send-up of James Bond movies, there is also more than a bit of romance, as he begins a relationship with Elizabeth Hurley's Vanessa Kensington. It definitely deserves its reputation as one of the funniest movies of the 1990s. Miss Congeniality, 2000, stream on Netflix. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Sandra Bullock showed herself to be one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, and Miss Congeniality is certainly one of the best comedies of the 2000s. Bullock shines as an FBI agent tasked with going undercover at a beauty pageant. It is one of those movies that is a genuine pleasure, mostly because Bullock is one of those actresses who exerts a tremendous charisma. What's more, there's also a dash of romance, as well, as Bullock's Gracie Hart has a bit of a flirtation with Benjamin Bratt's Eric Matthews. Romancing the Stone, 1984, stream on HBO Max. The 1980s was a particularly productive decade for both Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, both of whom turn in very fine performances in Romancing the Stone. In the movie, Turner is a romance novelist who, after learning her sister is in trouble in Central America, goes off on an adventure to save her, meeting Douglas's American adventurer along the way. As is so often the case with romantic comedy thriller, the plot meanders a bit, but it's the undeniable chemistry between Turner and Douglas which helps to keep the viewer invested and entertained. The Mummy, 1999, stream on Peacock. Brendan Fraser has had a fascinating career in Hollywood, appearing in a number of notable roles and genres. One of his most beloved, however, is in the movie The Mummy, in which he appears as Rick O'Connell, an adventurer cut in the mold of Indiana Jones. Though the creature of the title provides the movie with its thriller element, it's the on-screen chemistry between Fraser's Rick and Rachel Weisz's Evelyn that really helps to elevate the movie into the realm of the truly great. From beginning to end, it is a truly entertaining and, at times, even a disturbing monster movie. Crocodile Dundee, 1986, stream on YouTube. Crocodile Dundee has come to be regarded as one of the best movies to have come out of Australia. With very funny performances from both Paul Hogan and Linda Kozlowski, the movie would go on to become a truly global phenomenon, leading to numerous sequels. None of the follow-ups, however, were quite able to capture the magic of the original. Though leaning more toward the comedic and romantic, there are some genuinely thrilling moments in this movie, particularly once Kozlowski Sue has an unfortunate run-in with a crocodile and has to be saved by Hogan's Dundee.